All right. Welcome, everyone. Another episode of Your Legacy Live, and we're excited to be here. And we're going to kind of continue off of one of our previous videos, okay? Talked last time or a time or two ago, we talked about core values. Today, we're going to talk about niching down and how to specialize for quick business growth with the mission statement or a core focus. These are kind of the same thing. Some people like to call them mission or vision statements, and some people like to call them a core focus. So personally, I kind of like the core focus, but we'll get to that in the future here. So just kind of introduce this little topic a little bit. I just want to say that, it's really easy in business to fall into thinking that you got to be kind of this everything to everybody and every customer, right? So the fear of telling a client or potential client or customer that you can't help them in their situation kind of stirs up a lot of fear or, fear of like missed opportunities or missed revenue, right? Can't let this one go. You're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to keep that bottom line in the black. But the reality is you don't want to spread yourself too thin and end up becoming a jack of all trades and master of none. You will stall or fail in your business, and you'll be unhappy because you're doing stuff. You're performing work that you don't really enjoy and that you didn't really set out to accomplish, right? That's not in alignment with your mission. Whether you've identified that specific mission or if it's just here in your heart or in your mind, you have one, and it's time to bring that out, get it on paper, and start using that to help you to grow your business. Now, niching down, it's talked about a lot, and it talks about that helps you become an expert in a particular area. You'll be able to attract more customers and clients who are looking for someone at your level of knowledge and expertise. That's true. But also, even when you're first starting out and you're not an expert in that area, having a niche and a focus is really, really valuable because it's going to help you to move forward to your ultimate goals a lot faster than if you dabbled around and played in what we call the red ocean. We'll talk about that in a minute. So that's all about what we're talking about today. So don't forget to put questions in the comments, then like and subscribe and share this with anybody that you know that can benefit from it. Now, also, I want to mention this. We are talking about businesses today, but don't forget that these, just like with the core values, having a mission statement and having a core focus for your family is just as important. All right. So I'll try to kind of sprinkle that in and kind of remind you as we go here how you should and can apply these philosophies of niching down, having a core focus, having a mission statement for your family can help your family be successful and protected in the long run. For everybody here who's new, I'm Todd Jarvis. I help business owners and families find peace of mind by creating solid foundations in their businesses and their families so they can create true value in their businesses and get the freedom they deserve without wasting time. And we do this via our growth to legacy process. Again, if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get alerted about all of our new content as it comes out. And to those new and repeat visitors alike, remember to post your thoughts, your questions. We'll get to them whether during the live here or following in as you comment as you watch this later. All right, here we go. So what is a niche and why should you specialize in one? A niche is a specific area or market that you can specialize in and become an expert in eventually, right? But you should niche even before you are that expert. And most people think of business, they think of the general idea of providing a good or services to make money, right? To provide for your family, provide for your goals, provide for your excess, whatever your goals are with your finances. But oftentimes, we want to see that growth quickly. And so if you want to see that growth as quickly as it can come, then taking the step to niche down in a specific area is going to help. Okay. I know it's scary. I know it's counterintuitive because you sounds like you're going to be pushed telling people, clients and potential customers to go away and not work with you, to go work with maybe someone you feel is your competitor. But honestly, it does work. I've seen it in my own business. I've seen it in the businesses that I've worked with. So let's talk about a little more about these reasons why it's a good strategy. First, when you focus on a particular area, you can become knowledgeable. Also, you'll attract the customers and clients who are looking for someone with who you are good at working with, right? They are going to have specific needs. You can provide specific resources, specific products, or specific solutions through your services. And it helps you differentiate yourself from your competitors, right? We don't want to look like everybody else, all right? As an attorney in my law firm, if you look at my website, I just talk about business growth and business advising, and I talk about family protection planning, family estate planning, and legacy planning. I don't have a whole list of, okay, I can do DUIs, I can do HOA disputes, I can do real estate development, I can do bankruptcies. I don't have that big list that some attorneys put on their website. And that's because I don't want to be everything to everyone. I want to be really good and really helpful in the places that I like to spend my time, right? That's fulfilling to me and fulfilling to my clients. It helps me to, and to help you to deliver the results that your customers and clients are looking for without, again, spreading yourself too thin and getting bogged down by minutia of things that you're not familiar with and not used to dealing with on a regular basis. So how do you find this niche? What is that step? How do you get there? So the way I have found most helpful is through what is kind of called the red ocean, blue ocean metaphor in business. It's taught by a lot of different thought leaders in business and marketing. You may have heard of it, but just to kind of go over it here briefly, the idea is that there are blue oceans and red oceans. These symbolize markets in the business industry, okay? And red oceans are niches or markets where there's a large amount of businesses are playing, all right? They're compared, we talk about sharks. The reason why the water's red is because there are a lot of sharks in the water, okay? You can use your imagination to what's causing the red. Okay, so the more people that are in a market, the more red that becomes. And the red ocean philosophy is to get a bigger market share, right? To differentiate yourself within that same market so that you kind of are fighting over a bigger piece of the market. Now, on the other hand, a blue ocean is a niche or market where there are some, but not a lot of businesses in the water. Now, a completely empty ocean, maybe you want to be kind of leery of that because if nobody's there, maybe there's a reason. But however, that reason might be because you're just that good at spotting a good opportunity that is going to take off. But oftentimes we want to see that there's a little bit of a market there to take on, but not so many people in that market. You can kind of, and a blue ocean is something that you kind of create, right? Rather than trying to outcompete in the red ocean, you kind of create and generate this blue ocean or join a blue ocean that's just in its fledgling stages, right? Now, just to bring an example in here that we're all pretty familiar with as long as we haven't been living under a rock, and that's the story of Marvel, okay? This is an excellent example. It's obvious that they are definitely a superpower, right? In the comic and entertainment industry with their movies recently, their comics in the past, their television shows. They are a superpower and a powerhouse. But they weren't always that way, all right? It wasn't until they created their own blue ocean, their niche, to where they became the success they are today. Now, and they've stepped out of that niche for a time and started losing money and doing poorly again, then they step back in, right? So when they weren't doing well, they were swimming in the red ocean, and that's the red ocean that every other comic book publisher was swimming in, right? All the other comic book publishers were the sharks in this red ocean. Now, what Marvel did is they switched their focus, okay? They created a blue ocean, and that strategy was to niche down to creating characters who were people first and superheroes second. So they created, this let them create characters that were vastly more complicated and relatable than the unflawed and ultra powerful characters that everyone else was creating in the comic book world, right? I mean, you just look at, I don't want to get into the whole DC Marvel issue here, okay? You can have your favorites, but you look at Superman. I mean, that guy, he's perfect. He's a Boy Scout, right? He's just, his morals are on point. his powers are basically, I mean, they had to create a weakness for him because he just had none, right? And it came with a little rock that makes him weak, right? But really, he's just impervious, and compared to like Spider-Man, who's this teenager who's struggling and struggling with his social life and doing well in school and trying to figure out who he's going to be in his next chapter, and all of a sudden he gets this thrown on him after he gets bitten by a spider, right? So he's a superhero second. He's a person first, someone that we can relate to. We've all been a version of Peter Parker, right? As a teenager. So they created that blue ocean, and they were able to do that and take off, right? Now, how do you do this for yourself? Well, one way to do this is to create your core values. We talked about this in a previous video. Having core values helps you filter out clients and employees and people in your business and life and your family. Remember, this applies to families too. That don't exhibit those or have a few of those common core values that your family and business hold, right? So the next step is to create a mission statement or core focus. This will help you niche down more, okay? So it's important having that mission statement and core focus. As we discussed, the niche is a specialization in a particular area or market. It can be helpful to specialize in that area. Now, the mission statement is kind of like that next layer. If we're using the core values as the first gate into our world, the first gate into our family's life or into our business, to make that the people we're going to work with as employees of our company or as partners or as clients, they have to be exhibiting these same core values, and they can't ask you to violate those core values. If what they're asking you to do would make you feel uncomfortable, and help make you violate one of those core values, they're not someone you want to work with. Okay. Now your core focus and core mission statement is the next gate. So as soon as they get through the core values, so they're a person who's in alignment with your values. Now we need to make sure what they need is in alignment with our focus and our mission, right? Make sure that if we work with them and we serve them, that we are going to be achieving and moving farther along our mission, right? And staying on target, right? Our core focus. So, as these people and opportunities come up, you can confidently say, you know what, I'm not going to work with this person. They're a fantastic person. I want them to be supported, so I'm going to connect them with someone I know and trust who can really help them in what they need. But if I reached out and spread myself to help them, I'm going to be distracted from where I'm heading, and my business is going to be distracted. And we're going to be dedicating resources to something that isn't in alignment with our mission and goal and focus. And so this mission and core focus, it can be looked at as like defining your niche, right? So in my business, in my firm, in our businesses, our core focus is to grow businesses and protect families. So dealing with an HOA dispute or a DUI doesn't fall within that core focus or mission. Potentially, maybe I could help someone with those issues, but by doing so, I'm not going to be moving farther along in my goal towards my ultimate goals and where I want to be in 3 and 10 years from now in my business. What does fit in within my core focus is helping a business create strong legal, financial, insurance, and tax foundations, and helping a family to create an estate and legacy plan that includes a trust, for instance, to ensure that their money will be made available for their care or their children's benefit without delay and without the court involvement in an emergency. That does fall within my core focus of growing businesses and protecting families. So tips for creating. How do you create a mission statement or a core focus? Talk about this briefly. So I don't want to just tell you got to do it. I want to give you some direction on how you can do that, right? You want to make sure that it's something you're passionate about. It's probably one of the reasons why you got into your business. You want to keep this short and simple, okay? Maybe a sentence or two. Write it in a way that you can easily remember it, so that as you're talking to people and talking to potential customers and clients, You can automatically check the boxes on your core value, and then check your boxes on your mission statement or your core focus. And if that person falls through those gates, this is someone you can continue to work on. That's going to help you move forward. Not only are you going to be able to help them, but they're going to help you and your business move forward along its mission. It's definitely going to be something you want to stick to. So the first way we'll talk about implementing these and finding your core focus or mission statement is a way that Gino Wickman, we talked about him in the core values. This is his book Traction. He calls it the core focus of your business. And or in my case, also recommend doing this for your family as well. But basically, he said what you do is you're going to sit down with your family, or for your business, you're going to sit down with your leadership team, and you're going to answer 2 questions. Spend an hour or 2 answering 2 questions together, getting everybody's feedback and narrowing down the answer to these questions. Question 1: why does your organization exist? What is its purpose, its cause, or passion? Okay. Again, why does it exist? What's its purpose, cause, or passion? It's for your family or your business. In my business, in our business, I should say, it's to create peace of mind. That is our passion. That is our focus, our purpose. Right? We want to create peace of mind for families, for business owners. Now, the second question you want to spend time on, Gino says, is what is your organization's niche? So the one thing that, again, just kind of talking about this a little bit, the one thing that you do better than any other family or any other business. And to be honest, what ours is, I mentioned this earlier, ours is to grow businesses and protect families. Another way to approach this mission statement or focus is to answer these other questions. Okay, so if those 2 questions don't work well for you and your team or your family, you can try this other approach. You want to talk about and ask yourself, what is the ultimate impact that I want my brand or family to have on my community, my industry, or the world? So what is the ultimate impact you want to have your brand or your family to have on the community, your industry, or the world? Next question to consider: in what way will my brand or family ultimately interact with customers, clients, or the community? How will they ultimately interact? Third question: what will the culture of my business look like, and how will that play out in the lives of your employees? Okay, so again, what will the culture of my business look like, and how will that play out in the employees' lives? For your family, what does the culture of your family look like, and how will that play out in your children's lives and your loved ones' lives? Okay. So those are 2 different ways you can approach it. Maybe you can do mix and match those questions and see which ones work best for you. But ultimately, you want to get down to that 1 or 2 sentence at most. Just try to stick to 1 and have a short sentence, 3 to 7 words, and figure it out. I mean, Orville Redenbacher's purpose was to make popcorn, right? That was their purpose. Okay. And their niche. So creating a niche and specializing, just to recap here, specializing in one or more, one area, not one or more areas. One area can allow you to dominate your market and grow your business more quickly. Having a mission statement or core focus will help you to stay focused on what's important and filter out the opportunities that don't align with your goals and keep you moving forward. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. Move forward in your business. Sure, there'll be step backs, but keep moving, right? Make sure your mission statement or core focus is something that you're passionate about, and make sure it's simple enough that you can remember it. Now, I hope this video has helped you and help you to understand the importance of niching down and how having a specialization and specializing in an area can help you grow and how it can help your family as well. Help your family come closer together, and to make sure your kids are choosing the right friends, interacting with the right people, that you're interacting with the right people and organizations for your family. That's going to help you move forward, right? Choosing the right entertainment, choosing the right opportunities. So when you have a mission statement, core focus, it's going to help you niche down. It's going to help you specialize even further. This will allow you to dominate your market and grow. If you're interested in learning more about this, how to niche down, how to specialize in your business, or how to protect your family, I invite you to reach out to me directly. on whatever platform you're on, and we can set up a short call to discuss your thoughts and questions. All right. Well, I appreciate you joining me today, and look forward to the next episode. And again, look forward to reading your thoughts and your questions, your comments, and we'll begin to those shortly.